Hey guys, how are you doing on your day 2? I actually just finished my stamina. As you can see, I think there is no more, there's no more recharge left. So let's check the progress right away. It's been a decent day, could have been better, but could have been much worse. So, when it comes to progress, I managed to reach Nightmare 3 in both Terrormaton and Doki Doki, which was my objective for day 2. Now, this was actually a kind of like an important milestone for the account, because if you can farm consistently Nightmare 3, you can start to get outstanding rarity module. And once you get that, it's kind of like start to be like a snowball effect, as I was explaining in the video from yesterday, because then you can actually make all that stuff plus 15, and that's gonna help you a lot for like everything, like for progressing in every mode of the game from PvE to PvP. It's gonna make quite the difference. Also, I managed to farm Fabian in Nightmare 3, in Nightmare, sorry, with 3 star. Now, I actually think farming hard is better most of the time, and we're gonna check that right away, very fast. Now, the reason why I think farming hard is better, because mostly you just want this to drop. Now, the only reason I could agree that Nightmare is good is that if you can farm Nightmare with 3 stars, so ideally, like, you're going very fast, you can do in less than a minute the run. Now, even if worst case scenario you don't drop them, like you use your luck to drop the epic shell that is not the one you want, which could be this one, which is not bad, but it's just not something you want early in the game. And you can actually, what is the name? Recycle this shell in exchange for reconfiguration chip, which is what you need to reroll the passive abilities of your epic shell. So it's up to you really. I farm most of the time in hard. Now that I can clear with 3-star Nightmare, sometime if I'm about to finish the chip, I also do Nightmare, so I can recycle this one and get the chip and then reroll. But now I don't have to reroll anymore, at least for now. Probably tomorrow it's gonna happen again. So I was just focusing on hard, and let me tell you, like, the difference that this shell makes, it's crazy. Like, as you can see, I fully awaken 1 Twilight Knight and fully awaken 1 Black Flag. Now I started to farm a little bit for another, like, I want to fully awaken 1 more Twilight Knight, and then ideally I kinda need another 2 Black Flag fully awakened, and the Knight is gonna go on Grey, and then for Rilmocha, oh, I gave you a spoiler. Well, okay, we're gonna talk about Rilmocha later. For Rilmocha, I'm gonna exchange, like when I want to farm Doki Doki in Nightmare 3, I just give Lian's shell to Rilmocha. I kinda need to reroll, when I make the one for Grey, I will need to reroll the last bonus, because this one is good for Lian, because it's gonna increase the damage in the red attribute, which is Lian. Now, obviously, Rilmocha is what? Green, so that's not gonna be helpful for her. When I make a new one for Grey, I will try to get the green bonus there as a third passive, or the damage that goes overall on any character or any attribute. Now, when it comes to the second bonus, I went for crit damage, because even if the crit rate of Lian is not there yet, she always have the buff of the crit rate from Grey. Same for Rilmocha, so it doesn't really matter if if you get a very good rarity of crit rate in your second bonus, of course you can keep it, but it's not that important, I would say, if you have Grey in your team, of course. And then this one, I just left HP bonus because it was like the yellow rarity, and that's it really for the explanation. Now here we have HP. Again, here you can have HP or defense, it doesn't really matter as long as it's on percentage. The second one, obviously you want speed on these characters, and then the last one is just to reduce the damage. And again, as I mentioned before, because now Marvel has been nerfed, overall you want both Marvel and also all your other characters to be a little bit less tanky, because they're gonna get attacked more by the enemy compared to the final beta, because Marvel before was pushing the enemy back so many times that a lot of time they didn't even have a chance to attack. Now they do, and they do a lot of damage sometimes. So it's again, you want to be playing a little bit more tanky defensively, whatever you want to call it. Now, I don't think we have to talk too much about the module. As you can see, I start to make all the stuff on the right side plus 15 for everybody. And actually okay, let's go talk about that now. So let's keep for a moment the DPS. Now you're gonna see something weird here, which is I put Onslaught set on Freya. Now, why is that happening? The reason is that I'm trying to build, as I mentioned before, everybody a little bit more tanky. So now I'm doing HP bonus on percentage, defense on percentage, and then I need effect accuracy, because everyone that has turn meter control got nerfed before the official launch. And now you actually do need effect accuracy. If you ask me in the final beta, do you need effect accuracy in your module? I would say no until late game. Now you do, even if it's not late game, because of the nerf that almost everybody that I'm using add between the final beta and the official. So I couldn't find, for the love of God, I couldn't find a freaking module with effect accuracy as a main bonus when it comes to the Swift Rush set in Doki Doki. So as an alternative, like, you need to be flexible in this kind of game. Like, you have a problem, you need to find a solution. The solution is not always the most obvious one, which would be farm Doki Doki to get more Swift Rush set until you find effect accuracy. If you don't find it, you need to find like another solution, and for me this was the other solution. And now I think for this one I'm still using unique rarity, again because of the effect accuracy, but he has effect accuracy also in some of the items, so it's Heinrich. Between all the character, Heinrich is the one that need the least amount of effect accuracy because he was not nerfed, unlike Freya and Marvel. On Marvel I have the same situation, I need to put effect accuracy on the Onslaught set. Now luckily they all have 12 Swift Rush anyway, so it's not a big deal, like it's not a problem if I give them one Onslaught set just for the effect accuracy. I still didn't have time to do it on Kraken. I think, yes, he still has this terrible trash item. I should do it plus 15 just for the bonus, but yeah, Kraken is like HP bonus, defense bonus, and then this is trash. I'm a little bit sad about Kraken, but it's the least, like, I invested the least in Kraken, and the reason is that Marvel, I'm using him for both Terrormaton and Doki Doki, so that's why I need to invest a little bit more into him. That's why he got also the Epic Shell. And Heinrich, I'm only using him for Terrormaton, obviously. Freya, I'm using her for both Terrormaton and Doki Doki, so I need to invest a little bit more into her. And now let's talk about Rilmocha. I already gave you a spoiler. Why do I have Rilmocha? Because I use my selector selector target. Jesus Christ, I cannot English today. And now the reason is that, two reasons mainly. First one, I did about 350 roll on the permanent banner, and for the love of God, I couldn't find anything good anymore. So I'm gonna show you. I got one dupe of Lily, so 2 Lily, it's absolutely useless right now for me in this point of the game. And now I got 2 dupes of Born. Like, Jesus Christ, I like the character. Like, I like Born. I'm not complaining because eventually I will build him for PvP. I really want to use him for PvP as a second DPS. But man, it's a good bruiser, but again, I want to use him for PvP. Right now, for PvE, I don't have any use for Born. So, I was tired, man. I was tired of, like, rolling useless SSR for this point of the game, and I wanted to progress and farm Doki Doki Nightmare 3, so I went ahead with my selector, and I got Rilmocha. As you can see, skill 3 is already been maxed, and she is also 6-star, because, as I mentioned in the video from yesterday, it's important to save up resource for the character that you need to invest into, and Rilmocha is the character that I had to invest into for my Doki Doki farm. And yeah, because of that, I managed to make skill 3 right up level 5. And then she's 6-star. Now the equipment that she has is okay, is not good. It's decent. I could probably improve it a little bit. Let me see if I have... Now, for this one I don't have any more. Okay, this one I could go for outstanding. That one is probably a good... Yes, this one is crit damage. So I could... No, it's attack bonus. So I could change this, this module. But yeah, I was not very lucky with the farming. Also, I didn't have that much time to farm Terrormaton anyway. So what I'm doing now is that if I have to go up to Nightmare 2 in Doki Doki, I use this equipment. If I have to farm Nightmare 3, I'm gonna exchange the equipment of Lian with Rilmocha. So you can see I have saved a preset for Rilmocha and a preset for Lian, so it's easy to swap the equipment. Remember to do that because it's very useful and convenient early game, because you're not gonna have enough resource for everything and everyone, obviously, as I always mention. Now, why do I give the equipment of Lian to Rilmocha? Obviously, because Lian has the best equipment right now. Almost everything is outstanding rarity, everything is plus 15, and she also got the mythic rarity module from look at this shit. Like, I got a plus 10 on a mythic rarity module for a DPS. I was, oh my goodness, it pissed me off so much, because then when I look for this shit in the module for the speed character, I don't find it. But yeah, this is why, like, she has the best equipment, because I need to use her to farm consistently Terrormaton, which she can now. It's actually, I can farm Terrormaton Nightmare 3 without trouble. And yeah, that's why I went for Rilmocha. Now, some people might be wondering, why did I choose Rilmocha? Why do I prioritize so much Rilmocha? And instead of explaining, I'm gonna show you in this video. Please note that I'm recording this video after I recorded the video, like the long video that I'm posting on YouTube. The reason is that I realized that because of the mythic module, my Rilmocha was faster than Grey, and that obviously was a problem. I want to show you how good she is when she's buffed up also. So you're gonna see in this run instead. And As always, the team is Rilmocha is the main damage dealer now. Then we have Grey is second damage dealer plus buff plus debuff. Then we have for turn control, turn meter control, we have Marvel. Kraken for CC, Freya for everything because Freya does everything. And you will see why I choose Rilmocha and why I think she makes your life much easier when it comes to farming Doki Doki. Then we get the CC from our boy Kraken, little bit of buff and damage from Grey, and now we have the skill tree from Rilmocha. Boom! Everyone is with dead. Now we have second stage. Now there is a small problem here, which is the monster that is frozen by Kraken, despite all the control, goes faster than what's the name? Faster than Rilmocha. I couldn't speak, but still, I think you're not gonna be disappointed by the damage. Yeah, so basically everybody except the main monster, which is super crazy tanky, is dead. Now, it would have been even more damage if the guy was still frozen. I think the problem is that Marvel didn't hit him with the skill 1, but it's not a big deal because it's about to be dead anyway after another skill 3 in the face. And that's almost it. I think he's gonna die, yeah, with Grey. Yeah. That's it really for the run. As you can see, it's almost 3 stars. It's 1 minute 18 and we just did that small mistake, but it was very good. So let's go back to the video. So to finish the video, I would say I still agree with my theory that you should prioritize DPS. As you can see, the only 2 6-star I have are my DPS character, like the main DPS for Terrormaton and the main DPS for Doki Doki. Now I'm actually thinking of going for 6-star on Grey. And as you can see, I also started to invest in his skill 3. I couldn't max it out because I had to farm to max out Rilmocha skill 3. And so the idea is that I'm gonna max out skill 2 and 3 for Grey now. And then I'm gonna upgrade him to 6-star because I'm using him both for Terrormaton and Doki Doki, so definitely is a good investment. At the same time, I'm working to give him Epic Shell, so he's gonna be even more powerful. And this is because at this point you start to notice the difference between him being an SR and these 2 characters being SSR. There is like a difference in power, they're stronger, but of course I also invested more when it comes to their star. And now, let me think, is there anything else we have to talk about? Okay, yes, I made a bunch of characters also 5-star. The reason is that yesterday when I made the video and everybody was capped at level 40, it was not a problem because the day was finished. Like, I didn't have a chance to progress anymore, so I was not losing experience. Now, Freya in particular and Marvel, I'm using them in almost every team that I have currently in the game. And so if I keep them like cap level, like 4-star level 40, I'm gonna miss out a lot of experience. Like, she did 14 level without me giving her a single book, and Marvel now is 8 level without me giving him a single book. This is 11 level without giving a single book. Now, this is important because eventually when you keep farming Terrormaton and then later Doki Doki, if you don't have like free level for them to do, like for them to level up, if they already reached the cap, you're gonna waste a lot of experience. And in this game, experience for character is very slow until we have the double experience day. And for this reason, I decided to do everybody that is in Terrormaton or Doki Doki team. I decided to go for 5-star. I gave priority to Freya and Marvel. Then when I had the material, I did also Heinrich and Kraken. And the reason, again, is because I don't want them to be stuck when it comes to experience progress. And of course, you're not gonna, if you're free to play, you're probably not gonna have material for everybody, so give priority to the character that you use in both your team for Terrormaton and Doki Doki. So for example, for me it was Freya because I used it for both, Marvel because I used it for both, and then Grey also, but Grey was having priority anyway because he's a DPS. And then, for example, if I didn't have the material, the last 2 that I would prioritize are Heinrich and then Kraken because they are in only one team. Now, when it comes to Fabian, you can see that I'm using Heinrich, so between the 2 I would prioritize Heinrich compared to Kraken. I didn't play much Whitney because I didn't have stamina. Also, I noticed that I only did 2-star on hard, so I didn't even try Nightmare. It's not important, I don't need the epic shell from her, so I don't care that much right now. For PvP, no big update. I just did 15 match, I win, and nobody challenged me, and so we're kind of stuck there with the progress. But PvP is kind of boring in the first week, so it is what it is. I think we talk about everything. Yeah, so a lot of people ask me about what character do I prefer between Heinrich and Lily. I think you have the answer here in the video. Like, my Lily is still level 1, I didn't touch her, and Heinrich I'm investing not a lot, but quite a good amount of resource. I actually gave priority to Dinah and Klaus compared to Lily. And the reason is, like, Lily is very good, but in my case, because I already have experience with the game, I already know the team that I want to make for pretty much every content of the game, and because of that I don't really need Lily to progress. Lily is gonna be super amazing for PvP. Like, I cannot wait to be able to build Lily and Messiah for PvP, but I can now. I don't have the resource to spare for neither of them. And so yeah, this is my priority is definitely Heinrich compared to Lily. Now, if you are kind of new with the game, you don't have experience, not necessarily with this game, but maybe with other game, like you never played Epic 7, Summoner's Wars, like game that are similar to this one, maybe Lily could be the best choice for you because she's gonna help you progress easier in the game. But eventually for endgame, I definitely think 100% Heinrich is much more important when it comes to Inferno, and for both Aurora and Terrormaton, so definitely I would prioritize him in my situation. And again, for you, it's in this game you need to adapt based on your situation, so for you it depends on you. But my preference is definitely Heinrich, and this is also what I was replying to everybody in the comment, and I wanted to show you that I actually do what I say. And for Marvel, I actually don't have any regret about investing into him. Now I decided that I will not reset this character because despite the nerf, which is like you can feel the skill tree nerf quite heavily in Nightmare 3, but still he's a good character, and so yeah, I'm not gonna reset him, and I really don't regret building up any of these characters. They're all good, they're all doing an amazing job, so the progress so far is quite good. Now we need to, on day 3, I will need to farm more green material. As you can see, it's the only one that I'm pushing in L, even if I didn't do L3 yet. And then we just need to keep farming Epic Shell, then we just need to keep farming module from Terrormaton. When I finish all the DPS, I'm gonna push Doki Doki for, well, everything else really. I'm planning to do L on day 4. I should be able to do it in Terrormaton. I'm not confident about Doki Doki yet, but it could happen, I will try. I'm gonna only try to L1, like, especially L3 and 4, there is a huge gap in difficulty between that and the previous stage, so probably day 4 is not gonna be possible for me, but we'll see. So, thank you for watching the video, I hope it was useful for your progression too. Remember to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day. Bye bye.